Hey everybody, this is Andrew here with PressBox Stats. Today in this video, we're going to go over the kickoff and kickoff return plays. So one of the first plays your game's going to start with, we're going to show you how to do that. So here you'll see that we are on the home screen of live scoring between Smithville and Ashland. The ball is on the 40-yard line and Smithville has the ball. So for a kickoff play, we're going to choose the special teams menu option and we're going to choose kickoff. And on this screen, you're going to see some very familiar things and similar things to other plays and screens. So the first, you're going to have the team and the player. Then you're going to have what I call the yardage tracker with the start yard line, the end yard line, and then the gain or loss yardage. Then you're going to have a football field. And then down at the bottom, you'll have the various options which may change based on the play type. But for this instance, these are the options we have for the kickoff play. So the very first thing we're going to do up at the top, you see Smithville is chosen. I'm going to go ahead and select the kicker so I can select a player for this. And we're going to have Bob Ross as our kicker. And then all you have to do is just drag the football wherever the kick went to. So kicked it from the 40, let's say down to the 12-yard line for a 48-yard kick. And again, there are options down here I'll go through in a second, but for now, let's just do a normal kickoff and a kickoff return. So it kicked it to the 12-yard line. I'm going to hit next on the top right. So now Ashland is the team that's returning. So I'm going to choose the returner for this kick. Let's choose Randy Moss. And Randy Moss is going to return it out to the 25, 26, let's say. I'll move it back to the 25, but this is a good chance to show you this. So whenever you're dragging the football, sometimes it may be difficult to get the exact yard line, especially if you're on a mobile device like a phone. I'm currently on a tablet and I'm in landscape mode. But if you're on a vertical orientation phone, it might be hard to get that. So if I want to move 1 yard line to the left or the right, just under that swap ends button, you'll see a left arrow and a right arrow. You can use those at any time to move the ball 1 yard line at a time. So if I really wanted the 25-yard line and I couldn't happen to drag the football exactly where I needed to go, I will go ahead and move this right exactly to the 25 where I want it to be. And then down to at the bottom, like I said, every screen has their various options. For a kickoff return, we're going to have these options as well, which I'll go over in just a little bit. But let's say that this play is over, I'm going to hit next. And next you'll see the tackle screen. So my team is Smithville, and I have the defensive stat option set up to my team only. So anytime that Ashland has the ball, it's going to ask who my tackler was, and I don't have to put it in if I don't want to, but I could choose a tackler if I wanted to. So let's say Al Yankovic had the tackle, and if there was an assisted tackle, I could put it there, but I'm not going to. Let's go ahead and hit next, and now you'll see the game is updated. So it's Ashland ball, 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line, and you'll also see the play-by-play down there as well. Bob Ross kicked at 48 yards to the Ashland 12. Randy Moss returned 13 yards to the Ashland 25. And then there's Al Yankovic with the tackle. All right, so let's go ahead and move the ball back to the 40. I'm going to move it over to the 40, and we're basically going to do a couple iterations of a kickoff play here. So now it's Ashland's ball, and they're going to be kicking right to left this time. So special teams, let's do another kickoff here. This time we're going to kick it, let's say, down to the 16-yard line. But now I got to choose a kicker real quick here. Let's do Randy Moss as our kicker. Why not? And then we're going to go down here to the options. Let's say I already chose yard line. It went to the 16-yard line. So let's say at the 16-yard line, the ball went out of bounds. So the ball went out of bounds. This is something that happens not often, but it's not rare either, right? So let's go ahead and hit next and see what happens. When you do the out of bounds, it's going to prompt you with 3 different options. So if these 3 options are accepted, re-kick with penalty, and declined. If I were to accept the kickoff out of bounds, it would give the receiving team the ball at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10, and then the play's over. If I were to choose re-kick with penalty, that would assess a 5-yard penalty against the kicking team, and the ball would be moved from the 40 to the 35 on the kicking side of the field, and then the play would be over, and then you have a chance to reopen a new kickoff play for the kicking team, and that would be a 5-yard penalty. If I were to choose declined, basically nothing happens, and the receiving team gets the ball 1st and 10 wherever the ball went out of bounds. For this play here, let's go ahead and hit accepted just to show this out. Let's hit OK. And now it will be Smithville ball 1st and 10 on their 35. Let's do a couple more options here. I don't want to take too long in this brief video, but let's do a touchback here. The ball is going to be on the 40-yard line. Smithville is kicking the ball. Let's do a kickoff. I'm going to choose my kicker. Mr. Rogers is going to kick this one. So down towards the bottom here, I'm going to choose the touchback option. So as I tap touchback, you'll notice that the football automatically moves to the opposing team's end zone. Same thing if I were running the ball and I hit touchdown, it would do the same thing. It would move the ball to the end zone there. So I hit touchback, it moves the ball to the end zone there. I'm going to hit next, and you'll see that plays over, and it will give Ashland the ball 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. And just maybe go through a couple more scenarios, and we'll go through any more, but I'll show you some of the options and explain them. So let's go special teams again. Let's go kickoff. And down here, I'll choose a kicker here real quick. So down here for kickoff, the other options, so you have touchback, we have out of bounds. You also could choose onside. No returns, very rare in a kickoff, but you could choose that if you wanted to. And then obviously if there was a penalty, you can choose that option as well. So let's say that this person kicked off, and I'm going to show you the kickoff return screen just briefly. So down here as well, if you were returning the ball, you could do a fair catch. Or if you attempted a fair catch it but muff the kickoff, you can do that as well. If you did return the ball for a touchdown, I'll show you here. So if you tap touchdown, it returns the ball to the opposing end zone. Same thing with safety. It goes the opposite way, right? So it moves the ball backwards towards the safety, and then you can deal with the timing and so on after that for the scoring situations. There's a fumble option. So if I were to fumble it, I could drag to whoever I ran the ball and then a fumble. And after this would be a fumble screen where you would handle the fumble recovery and any additional stats from there. And again, you have the penalty and you have lateral as well. So I don't want to go through all the scenarios. I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible. But that is your kickoff and your kickoff return. Hopefully pretty simple there. Just choose your player, choose the yard line, choose any relevant options, and if not, just go through the happy path, as we call it, without any options and just like the regular play as it typically happens. So hopefully that is easy enough for you for the kickoff and kickoff return. So stay tuned for a couple more videos here. Thanks.